life. You're out of this world. You can get tired. Watch out for that girl. She's taking life within our eyes from you.
Prepare for trouble and make that double.
I put the smack down with my Pokemon
and make that
Pokemon
double.
combat. I put the smack down with my Pokemon
and make that
Pokemon
double.
combat. I put the smash down with my Pokemon
and make that
Pokemon
double.
combat. I put the smack down with my
Let's get it on. Like Donkey fucking Kong.
I am ready.
Yep, they can hear us now. Hello, everybody.
Right.
Hello.
Dan
Why are
never-
you yelling at? What's going on?
I know
there,
why.
man?
'Cause that's right. Because he never got. He never. Okay. Right.
What's he saying in chat?
I'll message
I'm a
him.
gamer.
Look.
Hardcore and
Now-
proud.
So
When
he
I'm in
said-
chat, no whining allowed. I capture the flags. I protect all my lemmings. When I beat
I don't know,
Chrono
it's
Trigger,
too complicated
I get
for
all
me
the
to follow.
endings. I don't like Halo because I'm too cool. I only play
Let's see
Pokemon
here.
in middle school. I'll always win a fight, be it online or land, or Dracula's sister pondering what is a man. I like the
Am I committed a crime if I exported my ideas to your country through this
Yeah,
medium?
you're screwed, dude. Keep your ideas out of here.
Yeah.
Dog police.
Yeah, Dan, you don't have. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Now, the good news is you don't have to break it every day.
Your mom were up all night when the cops see me. In GTA, they don't mess with me. They stay out of my way. My
the
gamer
gamer
score eclipses
I was very
yours.
excited to
I
find that
believe.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh yeah.
I know, right? Do you have the third one? Because I've not.
No.
No idea. No clue.
I was hoping it might have been in that safe I just opened.
Yeah.
If you see a pig, you best not squeal.
God, I have an idea for that. I have an idea for the safe in the office now. And I'm like, God, I just want to try it, but I haven't had a chance.
Never gonna stop till our roads unlocked. Never
Oh, man,
gonna
okay,
stop
I'm
till
getting
our
this
roads
game.
unlocked. Never gonna stop till
There's
our
too
roads
there are too many
unlocked.
games now.
Never gonna stop till our
There weren't that
roads
many
unlocked.
games, and now there are too many.
Mm-hmm.
Happening.
When Ares
Um,
died, I did not cry.
Mike, did you
What
saw
the
the Elena trailer?
I walked by.
It dropped earlier, like an hour ago.
I
The what
always
trailer?
object.
The Elena trailer.
You press select.
No, they
My
didn't see they dropped
360
that.
Yeah, it dropped like an hour ago.
The red ring knows you don't mess with this guy. Better than Mama,
By the way,
I already
we
know.
have Capcom
Not
Cup
much of a chef, but a decent blow.
2 weeks ago.
I play guitar
It's
hero
just,
to my
they always
heart's
do this,
content.
these trailers
Through
first
the
where we
fire
see
and
their
flame,
bad World Tour
100%.
models.
In virtual
Yeah.
pop, I go non-stop.
They don't look very good.
Those thugs will
Why
drop when I
they
shoot
did
my
this
lungs.
on a
Like rubber chicken with a
Thursday
pool in the middle,
afternoon,
totally worthless, like a
and not in
legend riddle.
in Capcom Cup that was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Well, they're probably announcing next season at
So you
Capcom
know
Cup.
I'm the best.
No, Capcom Cup happened 2 weeks ago.
Oh, it happened to us. Yeah, gosh, these World Tour versions of these characters always don't look good. I don't know why they lead with these. Like, Mai looked real weird at first trailer.
They think that they sold that many games because of that. I think they should.
It's funny because
Yeah.
Capcom's really successful, but they always seem to have the wrong idea about why they're successful. Like that guy who's convinced that Monster Hunter Wilds is a big hit because of the camp story campaign.
Right.
Yeah.
And like, what are you talking about?
I think they're like working with this promoter.
Yeah.
How do you like me, Squall?
All right. Let me test the music.
And PvP,
But even
bitch,
this
I'm coming for
default
you.
like story mode character looks so. Anyways, I'll be more excited when they show the gameplay.
The gameplay, yeah.
Trailer is always so much better.
World War II is the shit.
World War
I
II.
wish more games were set
It's
in
the
it.
shit. I wish more games were set in it.
There it is.
I kill the devil, then I take his
Yeah,
That's the
throne.
thing, everybody.
I bet, yeah, Mike was a big defender of the gold generation,
Oh
whatever.
yeah. What is
Greatest
it?
Generation.
Greatest Generation.
Dare you?
Greatest generation. There you go.
They died.
They're
on
called the
beaches
Golden
of
Oldies.
Normandy. You gonna call them
Goldies.
the whatever generation?
Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Yes. Yum 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 yum.
Chat, you heard
Mm.
it. Of course you heard that. Okay.
All
If
right.
you guys heard it, they heard it. I'm gonna
Let's
check
do
this
this
anyhow.
shit.
All right. I'm ready. Yeah, let's get into it. Mike, you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. We are going in 5, 4, 3. It's the internet. You're busy. Let's do this. Welcome to the Game Mess Decides podcast. This is the podcast where we decide everything about the world of video games so you never have to think for yourself. I'm your host, Jeff Grubb, and with me is...
Mike Minotti.
In today's episode, we still can't pre-order a Switch 2 in the United States. Also in Canada. Sorry about that. And that's kind of all I can really think about. We got some other stuff. We're going to maybe look at some games coming out in 2025, look at the calendar, try to figure out what else we're excited about. Looking forward to that. But in the meantime, Mike Minotti, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I'd be happier, like a lot of people, if I knew when I could pre-order Switch. I'd be happier still if I had pre-ordered a Switch. If I knew I have one coming my way. Because, yeah, right now, big concerns in my life is making sure I'm going to be able to play Mario Kart, Donkey Kong, and Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, of all the things in my life that I can't control, it sucks that this is also one of them. Like, I was kind of hoping this would be the one thing I could get some control over, but nope, this also.
Now, it turns out the only thing I can control is blueprints to a point.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, even that has its limitations. Yeah, I am. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. We'll talk about that. It's mostly what the news is, anyhow. And we'll get into all of that here in a minute. But thank you, everybody, for listening, and thank you for joining us. Give us a good rating wherever you are listening. And hit that like button on YouTube, please. It'll help people find the show. If you want to ask a question, you can do so by dropping a super chat here on YouTube before the end of the program. We'll get to all of those, I promise. Thank you to Carlos Ayin, who is Insane in the Rain Music on YouTube, for the use of our theme songs. Thanks to 1UP vs. CPU for the artwork. You can find more at 1UpVersusCPU.com. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever pods are caught. Thank you to the mods. Thank you to Christian for producing, and you can get more from Mike and me and support us by going to patreon.com/GameMess. That gets you access to our Discord server, participation in Q&A sessions, and our game club discussions, early access to new episodes of Columbros, and of course, all of our shows ad-free. Friendly reminder, you can also become a supporter by becoming a YouTube member or a Twitch subscriber. So that's like twitch.tv/Tokoto or Jeff Grubb or Christian ARG. Is that right, Christian? Is that what yours is at?
Underscore RARG with an R before the ARG, baby. Let's go.
There you go. And of course, once again, that's patreon.com/GameMess. The best way to support us, though, is definitely Patreon. All right, Mike Minotti, big topics. It's Switch 2. Let's talk about it. You ready?
Yeah. It's been the story of a couple weeks now. It almost seems like everyone else is laying low a little bit right now, because it's mostly still just this Nintendo stuff.
Right. You got to imagine that if you're another company and you had stuff to talk about, you're like, well, let's just let this blow over. Nintendo does not have that luxury. They do not have that choice. They have they announced their system on Liberation Day. They thought it was going to be a celebration. I saw a clip on Daily Show where it's like all the news media was calling it Tariff Day. Tariff Day. I'm like, what a weird holiday. But here we are anyhow. And Nintendo's kind of had to deal with the fallout of this primarily, even though it's going to affect everyone who makes video games, especially anyone who makes video game hardware or accessories. Just across the board, it's going to be really painful for everyone. And it's been a whiplash situation. It's been, sky-high tariffs on every country, especially all the countries that produce and manufacture video game hardware and accessories. And then, of course, the global markets crashed and the bond market was getting weird, which is probably, that's like the last thing on earth that is supposed to get weird. So that really scared people. And now here we are. Trump has backed off and he's put a pause on tariffs. And apparently the way he puts a pause on tariffs is to still put a tariff on everyone. But now it's just 10% instead of an insane percentage. 10%, still kind of insane. But that doesn't include China, which now I think it's, who knows? It's hard to keep track. Last I saw, it was 145% tariffs on China. So where does that leave us? Nobody knows. We still don't fucking know. It's Nintendo's not said what's going on. They are certainly just kind of waiting for the dust to settle a little bit before they reemerge and say what's going on. They have not backed down from the June 5th release date yet. They have also not raised the price publicly or anything along those lines. In this moment, what do you think is going to happen next? Do you think Nintendo could still come out and announce a price increase or a date delay or whatever? What do you think?
Date delay, I don't think so. A price increase is certainly possible. At this moment, Jeff, I think that maybe that's not happening. So much of it depends on how much of the stuff is being made in China, and I bet a lot of it is, but my understanding, basically from listening to you, is a lot of things are happening in Vietnam right now, so that would be 10%. It's, like you said, it's still a tariff, but I think they're not going to be like, well, we're going to raise the price of the Switch 2 by 10% now. I think at that point, they'd rather just eat the cost, especially when so much of the conversation about Switch 2 is people being upset that it's expensive as it is. Now, I don't think they're going to be happy about it. I think it's going to mean that they are going to be eating costs here. They aren't going to get to do what they did with the Switch 1, what they were doing with hardware for a while, which is actually make a profit off of the hardware. They kind of have to go back to the old strategy, probably, of selling consoles for a loss. So you make it up with the software and other weird things, like a button that tells you to buy a subscription to something on the console, and the $10 welcome tour and things like that. Again, I am very far from certain. I will not be surprised if there's still a price increase, but right now, my kind of feeling and hope is, okay, I bet they're going to say, maybe even tomorrow on Friday, all right, here's the new day. Pre-orders are going to happen next week, and the price is not changing. That is kind of what I am hoping for, but I am prepared for worse.
Yeah, I think that's completely right. That everyone should prepare for the worst case scenario. But if at this point, if I were them, I would not feel like I could get away with a price increase anymore. That time has passed. And also, I think they were right not to immediately panic increase the price because, again, they don't know what's going to happen. And here we are a few days later. And things do look very different. That still seems to be their primary problem, is the uncertainty. I didn't even mention that the pause on tariffs down to 10% is a 90-day pause. So Trump's already got a built-in time bomb of the tariffs for Vietnam and Cambodia going back up to nearly 50%. So, they can try to get as... Really, and that's what's happening. The news here is, and we're not going to go through all these headlines that I've written down here, but the news right now is Nintendo is trying to ship as many Switch 2s from Vietnam specifically into the United States as they possibly can. So at this 10% tariff rate, they're making moves in this moment to do that so that they can have as many Switch 2s at this, what it seems like is going to be the lowest possible tariff rate in this moment. And then if something changes, they will have to sort of roll with the punches down the line. So yeah, I think you're probably right. Maybe they say something tomorrow, and they just kind of have to accept that this is going to be uncertain at a certain point. They can't put it off for forever. June 5th still is the date, and they want to get these pre-orders going because they need to know the numbers. Retail partners need to know. Everyone wants to know what is going to happen. So, yeah, I am, it continues to be very frustrating because, like I said at the top, I feel completely out of control because, of course, we have no control over this. But even Nintendo, a major corporation that has, an iron grip on its supply chain and its logistics, they also are completely out of control here, and they have to just go with the whims of one person, and it's a really wild scenario. I wouldn't be surprised if they find small ways to save money, like you talked about. Like they're feeling pretty good about higher price games and charging for everything because they want to make sure they can make as much money once this system is in people's hands. I wouldn't be surprised if we get like a packaging revision after this first initial run where it's like they used really cheap materials or something like that, because you can like packaging up an item like this costs somewhere between $20 to $35. And like right there, they could like save quite a bit if they can get that down to like 10 or 15. It'd be hard. But, like compare the PS5 packaging to the Xbox Series X packaging. The Series X packaging was really premium. The PS5 was like really thin paper and stuff like that. And that was PlayStation just, hey, we have an expensive console. We're going to save money where we can. We don't know what the packaging is going to look like for the Switch 2 yet. It's probably already done with a lot of cost considerations in mind, but they might get even cheaper. So we'll see if they do stuff like that. I bet they will. But yeah, I think a 10% tariff is the kind of thing that they were building into the price to a certain extent. It wasn't just the tariffs. They're building a lot of possible risks into that. But at this point, they have to accept, okay, the risk came right away, and that we immediately stepped on a landmine, and we're just going to have to go from here. And yeah, I'm still going to try to get it right away, kind of no matter the price. I'm trying to think if there's a price that they could go to where I really would bulk. And I suppose
I would not want to say on here how much I would pay.
I know.
Yeah, I don't. And I would love to be like, well, because of my job. I could say that. It'd be a lie. Yeah, I really want to Switch too. I like Nintendo a lot. I like Nintendo games a lot. I know I need to keep playing them. I want to keep playing them. So yeah, I really want to Switch too. But I don't think the price is going to go up, and I don't think if it does go up, Jeff, it's not going to be by more than $100, which is, that would be a lot. But there was a time, maybe last week, where it was like, oh my God, how high could it go up?
Yep.
And that might still happen eventually because, tariffs right now got pulled back. That can always get pulled forward. Again, there is a madman at the helm, and we just don't know what the next moves are going to be. At least right now, I'm feeling slightly better about this Switch 2 situation, I suppose. I don't know if I'm going to say I'm feeling good about it.
Nope.
But I bet again. But we'll hear tomorrow.
Yep. It is wild how the markets react to, oh my God, the tariffs are only 10% across the entire world, which would have been an insane thing on its own. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's like some reverse psychology BS there or something like that, right?
Yeah. And at the very least, he did, Trump did, today sound kind of defeated for this stuff. Like, he just said,
good.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if that almost certainly won't last. He doesn't seem to have a memory for anything, let alone his failures. And he won't view it as a failure, but yeah.
No, it'll get spun into a victory by him and all of his
definitely already has.
Worshippers, of course, yeah. So that's the hell I know I'll continue to live in forever. There's always the weird part of me. It's like, well, at least when this all fails and the economy is in shambles, some people might wake up. It's like, no, that wouldn't happen anyways. No matter what, they would still blame Biden or Obama or something. I don't know. Maybe they'll blame Clinton too. While they're at it,
Hillary specifically.
Yeah. It's put her in jail. Her emails and all that. But yeah.
I'm kind of just looking down the line and trying to wonder if that in 90 days we are going to be back here again. My guess is he gets distracted by something else and he doesn't actually end up implementing these things. But that's just I guess that my guess, really, it's probably 50-50 because who knows, maybe 7 more scandals will happen between now and then. And he'll be looking for something to change the story, and going back to the tariff thing will feel like the heady days of when we only cared about him destroying the global economy. Who knows what he'll do between now and then? That's a really long time. Look what he's done in, what we were at, like 3 months in? Not even? Holy shit.
Don't say that. Ugh.
Yeah, it's been, and it feels like it's been years. And I'm just talking about this term. All right. Anything else we're talking about here? There's other stuff like that was happening with the Switch 2. Games will be entirely on the game cards for Nintendo Switch 2 editions of games. I think that's pretty good news. I'm not someone who's buying a lot of those games, but if I did get a physical game card of, like, there's a handful of ones that I might consider, the Zelda ones specifically. Just having Zelda games physically, I just remember getting the gold cartridge and that being so important for both the original Zelda and Ocarina of Time. And so just kind of getting those cards might be nostalgic to a certain point, and knowing that the entire game is on the card, including the Nintendo Switch 2 edition upgrades, that's nice to hear. People were worried about this. There was some mixed messaging on this. So yeah, that's nice, right?
Yeah, again, I'm not playing a whole lot of physical games, but yeah, I'd rather that they would all be there. I have a little bit of a breaking-ish news, Jeff, that I don't think we noticed when you're getting ready here. 3 new Sega Genesis games are coming to Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack. It's so you can see more Genesis stuff.
Yeah, there was a Genesis drop a few months back, right? And that was the first time in a long time
ago. Right, there was a very big break, so I'm glad that this is happening again. Again, very optimistically, I want to be like, well, good, because I want some more Sega consoles on NSO. So who knows? The 3 games, Jeff. eSWAT, City Under Siege. So that's a neat little 2D side scrolling, kind of a Shinobi like, but you're a robot man instead. So that's cool. Super Thunderblade. Thunderblade is a cool arcade game that uses super scalar technology. You can't really do super scalar stuff on the Genesis. I don't know about the Genesis versions of these games, but whatever. But hey, the other one is Streets of Rage 1. We actually have not had Streets of Rage 1 on NSO yet.
Streets of Rage
2's been on there.
Yeah, Streets of Rage 1 is fine. That's a completely fun game. Obviously, good. 2 is fantastic, but there's nothing wrong with Streets of Rage 1. So cool.
So it's a very good soundtrack. Yeah. Still is a lot of fun. That's the neat one too, where at the end of the game, if it's 2 players, you can fight one-on-one to the death to see who wins and whatnot, right? That kind of thing.
I love that. That's such a good idea for a beat 'em up. Yeah, okay, that's cool. I haven't checked out the Genesis NSO console collection in a while. They have there's a pretty good collection in there.
A lot of good stuff on there. I've played quite a few. I mean, Shinobi 3, Gunstar Heroes, Streets of Rage 2. A lot of the best stuff is on there. I think at least one Sonic 2 is on there. Sonic's weird because you have the Origins collection also. They got a lot to have here. I think there's still some things that I want to see, like Shadow Dancer. I think Phantasy Star 4 is on there, but I don't know if Phantasy Star 2 is. Things like that. I'd have to look. I remember they added some games I didn't even really know that much about. Like, there's one with the girl, she shoots lightning, a lair or something like that. I forget the name. You have dragon pets in it. I hadn't played that game much before. I played it there. I was like, okay, no, this is good, actually. So, yeah, give me more Genesis games. Give me more Sega consoles. Give me that Master System. Give me that Saturn. Give me, I don't know how you do it, but give me 32X and Sega CDs. Just put it in the Genesis stuff and give me that Dreamcast. If they put the Dreamcast on there now, Jeff, it would not be the newest console, right?
Yeah,
so
that's right.
What the heck?
Also,
Elysia Dragoons, that game. Thank you, Aaron.
They changed the name to Nintendo Classics, but I'm like, the more I think about it, that's a stupid reason not to include more. Like, maybe they changed the name because they don't plan on doing that anymore. It's working backward from that. But I think the more likely scenario is it's just easier to say, and that's why they changed it. And it's a better brand sound. Nintendo Classics.
The word Nintendo was going to always have to be in there. It was called Nintendo Switch Online before, and they still had Sega stuff. So
exactly,
whatever. We thought that was read too much into the wording by Nintendo. Remember, we all thought by their wording, that GameCube controller is not going to work on anything but GameCube NSO games. And I was like, they use that same wordage on all the other controllers that do work for other things. Never mind.
Exactly. So yeah, I think that's exactly what we were doing here. Reading too much into it because it's just Nintendo's the classics, and right. So man, I would love to see Saturn first. Would actually be really cool to see. They could do so much with Saturn because it's just such an undermined treasure trove of games in terms of bringing back classic stuff to a new audience. So I would love that.
Yeah, everyone can play Burning Rangers with me.
Yeah, I would love that. Emulation for Saturn, definitely behind the curve of everything else, but it's gotten much better in the last several years, just like everything else. So I'm sure there has been a Saturn emulator for certain games on Switch before. I remember talking about that story somewhere. So yeah, I'm gonna get my hopes up and think that could happen.
It's so weird that I'm gonna be playing emulated GameCube games on something other than Dolphins.
Yeah,
soon, right.
Yeah,
What's
it's
that
like,
gonna be like?
And it's Nintendo's own in-house emulator. So I doubt while they have taken ROMs off the internet and put it on their services before, I don't think they've ever used a open source off the shelf emulator themselves. So that'll be weird to have two of those going around. Yeah, and Marino's right. Imagine trying to explain Sega Genesis, Nintendo classics to a kid in the 90s. Yep. Be a wild thing.
But I really am going to want that GameCube controller for those games, because what are they going to do for the games where you actually had to use the clickiness of the L and R buttons to impact things? Or even just the fact that, the GameCube is an analog shoulder button situation, and the normal Switch does not have analog shoulder buttons. So how's that going to work sometimes?
Yeah, that's the more troublesome thing for playing the GameCube games, right? So
yeah,
that's good. A good point. I hate that. I wish they would just bring back analog shoulder buttons.
Because F-Zero is one of them, and that's a racing game. So
yeah,
how's that?
I wonder if that
work?
Does that Nixie's Nixie, the company that made that GameCube controller for the Switch a little bit ago, does that have analog shoulder buttons? Does anyone remember?
I think it did. I think I had. I mean, there must be. Are there third-party controllers for the Switch that have analog shoulder buttons?
I don't know.
That just works. Yeah,
I'm not sure. Yeah, at a certain point. Yeah. Flood controls. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, Flood was like off or on. Yeah. So I do remember they
had a
made
solution.
Flood work anyways, but it wasn't as good.
Yeah, and I mean,
as good.
This is emulation. You're going to want to there's not going to have the built-in solutions for those options not being there. They're just going to be those games. So yeah, I'm going to want that controller as well. It sucks that they just don't make it readily available. It's like a NSO only thing, but I mean, I guess.
Yeah, but I will definitely be getting one. Oh, the Nixie does have clicky shoulder buttons. Okay. Whatever. Give me my GameCube games.
Micro SD express cards are selling out in Japan, Mike, a month and a half before Switch 2 is set to launch. Does hearing that make you want to go out there and get one of these SD express cards a little bit quicker?
A little bit. I mean,
as a reminder, just for people, the original SD cards that you have in your Switch 1 are not going to work in the Switch 2. You're going to need an express card if you want to expand the memory beyond the 256 gigabytes that comes in the system.
There's a part of me, Jeff, that's like, look, I know that 256 gigabytes is not a lot, but I'm pretty good. Like, I play through games.
I'm going to wait.
Right? And it's like, I'll finish this game, then I'll delete it, and I can reinstall it if I need to. I think I'll be okay. Deals. I'm going to wait for a deal still. I'm not going to go out and buy one of these things at like a normal price.
I'm going to wait for the second round of micro SD express cards after the Switch is introduced, because I think I remember for the Switch 1, I got something right away because I didn't need something because it only had 32 gigabytes or whatever it has. But I very quickly was like, okay, there is a 256 gigabyte and a 500 gigabyte, and they're very expensive. I'm going to wait for a little bit. And I think by the time Black Friday came around, I think I was able to get a 500 gigabyte one for a more acceptable price. I probably still paid closer to $100 than I wanted to. Maybe even around $100, but it was still much better than it was when it first got introduced. I think that's going to be my plan this time. I'll try to wait until Black Friday, see if I can get a deal then. And between now and then, 256 gigabytes for a lot of Nintendo games that I'm going to be playing off the bat. I bet those are going to be very well optimized, not use a ton of space. And I probably actually won't need it until that point anyhow. So I would love to have one. And like I said, on the Switch one, I did get one right away, but it was, micro SD cards were readily available at that point and still pretty cheap. This is still a newer tech, so I'm not going to personally rush out right away and get one. But seeing this does make me feel like, if I'm going to want one, I maybe should act, but I'm not going to actually jump on that yet. So I'm not going to let the FOMO get me.
I'll be fine.
Nixie
I'm so much more worried about actually getting a Switch 2 than the memory card thingy majiggy.
Yes, exactly. Maybe I'll go in that order. Let me get my hands on one first. Mike, I don't know. I've talked a lot about the news in the last week, and it's it's drained me. So that's really all I got. We have plenty of super chats. People want to talk about other stuff.
We gotta wait for some developments. Yeah, we've talked a lot. We gotta wait for some developments. The other thing that Elena Driller for Street Fighter 6 dropped.
Oh, that did look great.
But I continue to get frustrated by them showing the much uglier world tour versions
Yes.
of these characters in their first debut because they always don't
agree.
look amazing. And then we get. I think at this point the community at least understands what's happening because
Right.
usually there's always the blowback and everyone's like, "Oh, it doesn't look that good." And then we see the in-game actual version; it's much better. So
Yes.
that's something.
You know, go ahead, Christian.
Yeah, no, the good news is we finally got a release date for this character is out June 5th. So that's at least the good part of the trailer. Yeah, I agree with Mike. They keep doing this.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's,
We didn't have
so it's the Switch 2 release day. Yep.
Yeah, because that version's going to have all the DLC characters with it. Cool. So that makes sense.
Oh.
Yep. There you go.
Well,
Yeah, I like that character a lot. So hopefully,
I like Street Fighter 3, and I'm shocked this is our first Street Fighter 3 character. So I'm just happy about that.
Yep, exactly. And I imagine the next trailer will probably make her look a lot more like she does in Street Fighter 3, which I would very much like to see because I think that's just a great design. She looks great in that game. Okay, that's going to do it for the headlines. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Mike will hit the super chats, and then we'll take it from there. Sound good?
Yes. I don't know why I was shocked there. I was like surprised. I was like reading the super chats that came in when he said that. I'm like, I'm like, no, I'm supposed to read super chats. This is fine.
we could. Well, if whenever the trailer, the actual gameplay trailer comes out, we can do a like what sort of like what character we want for the next season of Street Fighter.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll try not to make it. I want to just.
Yeah. All right.
I was going to say I was just making Street Fighter 3 people. I was like, no, I want Armika and I want Final Fight.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll talk when the actual trailer comes out. What do you want to do? We should jump back into it. What are you?
Yeah, I'm good to jump back in.
Deal.
How about you, Mike?
How are you, Mike?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Look, I'm getting like a
All right.
tickle at the back
You
of my
have the
throat. I
super
hope I'm
chat?
not getting sick. All right, yeah, I'm good.
I have the
Oh.
super chats.
All right.
All right, we're back. Let's get into it. I think we got a handful from Simon from Saskatchewan. Is that right, Mike Minotti?
That's correct. First up from Simon. Jeff, do you think Mike realizes that him bringing up the bear emails means he's going to get way more than that? Favorite video game bear? ? No banjo.
Yeah, I was never going to
no.
say anything until he broke the seal, and then I'm like, this is one of the
broke the
funniest
seal.
things I've ever heard. So
Yeah, look. I mean, look, it's different from some other things where people get to like make fun of me. I think there's some shame involved from other people. This one, so
Yep.
yeah, no, don't try to hit on me in emails. Actually,
Yeah,
Don't.
yeah, you guys know better. You do. You just know better. Come on. So yeah,
Yeah,
we'd
I
rather
think
you
people
not.
who did it know better and probably instantly regret it. But don't do that.
Yep, absolutely. It's okay, but he's
Yeah.
asking nice and
And by the
absolutely
way,
right.
I'm straight. Yeah, you
Yeah.
know, and it's fine. But just to be clear, I know I like Disney a lot, but I'm straight.
Yeah,
Okay.
just in general, don't do that to people. Yeah, that's just not great. But it's okay. That's all right. No one's getting in any trouble or anything like that.
I'm allowed to make fun of the situation, but everyone else is gonna be cool.
Yep, exactly. All right. Next, what's up next?
Right. Next one, Simon says, at this timestamp, about 39 minutes, 51 seconds of Monaco 2, the YouTube video, has an unfortunate incel clip of Jan. Love the collabs. Wouldn't know, kind of funny. Thought your content. Thanks for that. You're welcome, Simon. I wonder what Jan said. What happened? What's this incel moment with Jan?
Someone in chat or Christian, you go find out and let us know.
Yeah. Somebody
All right.
go look at that timestamp there. And Simon says, could those cloud games on Switch become full games on Switch too? For some reason, I could see Nintendo being weird about that. Be a good idea, so probably not. Like, your cloud version of those aren't going to upgrade. To
Yes,
full
I don't think so.
games.
Right? 'Cause, I mean,
Yeah.
Hitman 3 has a cloud version on Switch
Right.
1, and that's not upgrade, and you're getting a new version on Switch 2. So, and you
Yeah,
think
no.
Square Enix is going to give you the Kingdom Hearts games?
No. So, like, they should. But also, you should not have bought in cloud versions of video games. You just shouldn't have.
Kingdom Hearts 1 even a cloud version on Switch?
It's all of them.
That's so fucked
it's
up.
those compilations. Even, like, I get it when they did it for 3.
Of course. They
But
probably
yeah,
shouldn't have,
like,
but
Kingdom Hearts
I get it.
1 and 2.
That's just
Yeah,
so... I hate that. I hate it so much.
Okay, next one is from Mike Kamen. Love the new game breaking news intro. Curious about the original intro. What are you doing in that video? My guess is you ate too much edibles and somehow ended up in one of your kids' jumpy castles.
Yeah, that is the clip of me being excited for Lego Horizons. Everyone knows I'm a huge fan of that game.
Going vertical.
I was going vertical for Lego Horizons. Yeah, that's from Summer Game Fest last year we knew Lego Horizons was going to get announced, so we were at the studio that we had rented, and I think Dan and I were just like throwing ideas back and forth, and I think we started talking like, what if I just went insane when it got announced, just went absolutely buck wild, and we were kind of like walking around talking this out, and then he's like, let's see, do we have anything? And he just starts walking in rooms, and the first room we walk into is this closet that they clearly have a bunch of stuff in there to clean the place out, and there was a massive industrial leaf blower in there, and he found it, and he's like, what if I just blast you in the face with this thing? And he just turned it on, and I would just looked insane. And so it's like we got really in love. We fell in love with that idea, and so we had to like spend the next hour asking permission and finding out if it was okay with like the place that own or the people that own the building if we use their leaf blower and all this stuff. And then we did it, and of course we still got in trouble because we weren't accounting for the fact that the leaf blower sound was going to just blast through the wall and hit the GameSpot on the other side and completely ruin their show. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. There are videos of that on GameSpot of like with the sound in the background and y'all just screaming. It's really funny.
Yep.
Also, shout out to the NGP boys that they got the scoop about the Lego Horizon game.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh my God, totally. I forgot about that. Yeah, shout outs to those guys.
Yeah.
Hey, I just remember we owe Simon our favorite video game bear, who's not Banjo.
Okay.
How many other video? I've killed a lot of bears in Avowed. I don't know if I like them.
Yeah, I feel like I am struggling to think of other video game bears.
Does Banjo have that market kind of monopolized?
I mean, he's definitely the only bear that I think of in video games. Yeah, like bears are very popular in cartoons.
Oh, yeah. Okuma from Tekken.
Oh, that's good.
Okuma's good. Not the panda. I don't really care about the panda. Gosh, there's Pandaren. So maybe Chen Storm Stout, I'll say, from World of Warcraft.
Oh, Freddy Fazbear.
Freddy Fazbear. Okay. There you go.
From
I'll say
Freddy
Chen
Got
Storm
Fingered.
Stout. You can say Freddy Fazbear then.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. There we go. Good.
All right. Next up is from Big Fresh 37, who says, if the console raises in price, maybe then they shift Switch 2 Tour to be a pack-in as a bit of a make-good. So I think it's the opposite. I think they don't shift the price, and now they're really happy that they're charging people for the Welcome Tour thing. Now, I bet maybe they don't sell a ton of those Welcome Tours. Who am I kidding? They probably will. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, people will want something to buy with their Switch 2, and an extra $10 is how people are going to... I'm not everybody. A lot of people are going to be really annoyed at that, but I think there's going to be a lot of parents who'll be like, here's this too. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, look, I make fun of the thing, but like, I'm going to sit there with my new Switch 2, and I'm like, I'm going to play Mario Kart, I'm going to play some Mask. He's like, I want something else new to play on this right now. Well, it's only $10, and
Absolutely.
Nintendo made it.
Also, we should find a way to speedrun that game and make that our next like punishment thing.
God,
just we'll have to figure something out. I don't know how, but we'll figure it out.
Speedrun the Welcome Tour.
Yeah.
Oh, I floated the idea by you. I'm just going to say it here for everybody in this chat only. Tony Hawk's Go Skater.
Yep. Same. Basically, imagine a Hyrule Hustle, but in a Tony Hawk game. So
we can get through a campaign first. We can get the goals done. Okay. Next up is from Ali Miracle. So is anyone doing a little panic buying or just me? Oh, I am glad I got my computer when I did. I'll say that.
Yep. Same with me and my Retro Tink 4K. Although it's like, it sucks because I should be panic buying because it's like, you're right, Ali Miracle. It's probably all going to be much worse here soon. And yet when things like this happen, I tend to freeze. I want to disassociate. I want to unplug. I want to look away. And then I know in a month, I'm going to be like, shit, I should have bought this and that just to get it out of the way. Get a bunch of toilet paper. I don't know where the toilet paper comes from. Like, I bet it comes from a country that has a tariff on it now.
Probably. We'll just be wiping your ass with American dollars soon.
That's true. Yeah, there we go. Hell yeah.
Next up is from Screaming Mad and Mount Rushmore of death screams in video games. We know Raz's scream from Overblood is the George Washington. I mean, I think of like everybody else, especially Colonel Campbell screaming when Snake dies.
Oh,
I don't know if
yeah.
that's quite the same thing. Like they scream for Snake. It's very good screams.
Yeah, but I think a death scream. I think that counts. I think that's within the spirit of what we're going for here.
Yeah. I do think about Sub-Zero in mythology.
Yeah, absolutely. He screams. Yeah. So, I mean, everything.
That's pretty good.
Everything about that is fantastic. Obviously, the animated fall, but the scream is really good.
Even Snake's actual like death, because it's that echoey thing. It's like,
yeah. Star Fox 64 has some good ones. Yeah, those are again like other characters yelling for you, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Totally.
Next up is from Tuber. If Wu Tang made a song about Disney princesses, Mike would know all of their names. I bet. Peepus.
Yes, I think he would admit that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I got really mad at a trivia night because they had a Disney category, and they're like, "This is the only Disney princess with a tattoo," and they said their answer was Pocahontas. And I was like, "Look, I know maybe she's in the brand. That's not really a princess." And two, there's an actual Disney animated princess character, Kida, with tattoos. Just because her movie wasn't popular doesn't mean she doesn't count. But I knew what they wanted. I wrote Pocahontas, and they gave me my point.
Yes,
I wasn't happy about it.
I'm just like, I'm impressed that you knew what they wanted. Like, that's okay.
I
cool.
know.
That's of course you did. Yeah. I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Oh, no. Other people went up and complained that Moana should count, and they got credit for that. And I was like, yeah, sure. I guess so. If Pocahontas is a princess, and Moana, even though there's really jokes in her movie about how she's not a princess, she's in that toy line, and that's what they really mean. Next up is from...
so many facts. You're so right.
Watch your feet, everybody. He's dropping them.
I've been spitting. Remember that person came at RBS today, just put me in a mood for the whole
for
day.
sure. You're right. God, go to hell, fan of our show.
Philip for...
You're all right.
Willow Davis said...
You know you're on a little bit of a delay, not like technologically wise, you're brain wise right now. Just everything is like taking you like.
Oh, it always is.
Like no, it's worse. Like this week, I don't blame you. I'm also in that same state.
Tired.
Yes, me too.
We're cooked.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's just funny to constantly see it happening.
I love that Willow Davis said Mike is the coolest, or somebody else is the coolest. People think you're really cool, Mike.
He's really cool.
Have that in mind.
Thank you. Where was that? That was Two-Bird. Philip Fortuna says, Dan gave you a blight from Game Informer's past. Tried to give him one from Giant Bombs. He should play Bioforge, a game that's made for Blight Club. Yeah, people brought up Bioforge.
Yeah.
I wish we had a blight from Games Beats Past, but the big blight we had was Cuphead, and not necessarily for the same reason.
I did review Balan's Wonderworld, so we can maybe consider that at some point.
Yeah, so let's give that to Dan.
Oh, I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
yeah, great idea. Dan's Wonderworld.
But I don't think you would
Dan's
like it.
Wonderworld.
Did you?
No, he'll hate it. It's a terrible game.
Did you try it? I can't remember.
Yeah, I already beat the whole thing.
Oh, shut the hell up. All right, we'll see what happens.
You played through it, and actually, I like it quite a bit.
Oh no. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we can't give it to you.
It's great. Next up is from. Wouldn't it be funny if the costume for Battle One Road is Yuji
Naka in a prison outfit?
That's the costume.
Oh my god.
We laugh, but Yuji Naka is in prison for what Trump just did, so that's fun. That's fun to think about. Oh boy.
Free the homie. Free Yuji.
Free Yuji.
Philip Fortuna. Oh, that's right. Sumi Mex. Do you think David Wise gets involved in the new DK soundtrack in any way? As always, love the show. Aside from getting credited for some stuff that they're probably going to remix, if Nintendo feels like crediting him, we know how they are sometimes with this stuff. I don't think he's like making new music for this one, no.
No, in fact, I think the way that they've been talking about it, or at least some of the people that have worked on these games in the past, are like, no, yeah, they're moving on without us, and that's okay. They're allowed to do that. So I wouldn't expect David Wise to be contributing to this game.
Edgar Marino says, had to stop playing Blueprints because it was making me motion sick. Fought through it for 3 hours. Great game so far. We'll have to drop it for now. I didn't really know about the whole first-person game making people sick thing until we were doing the stream of one of those games. And
was it Lethal Company, I think?
Lethal Company, yeah.
I was like, man, that sucks. Like, I felt so bad. It's like, oh, so many games are in first person. That must be terrible.
Yeah, it's I think it has to do with the point, like the what is it? The field of view. That's a big part of it. Yeah. So hopefully maybe you could mess around with that stuff. Obviously, if you get motion sick, you know about these things. But having the cursor in the middle of the screen usually helps, and it does have that. What were you going to say, Christian?
Head bob. Somebody said that on chat. Yeah, head bob
FOV
is
plus
also
head
like yeah, it makes you sick. Yeah, but you're right. The having a just a dot helps a lot. I heard.
Yes, but I mean, it's got that, so I could see it because this game definitely has the sort of, I don't know, the smooth camera being turned on didn't. I mean, I wasn't feeling motion sick, but I just didn't like the way it felt, so I turned it off. But I had to turn it back on for the stream today.
Yeah, I've said this on my stream before. I have never touched an FOV slider in my life.
I've done it as like a gag to go all the way to 180 degrees or whatever, and be like, oh my god, I have cow vision.
You look like a beast. Yeah, like the beast mode.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. Like you're a beast running through the woods, chasing down like a lady in Evil Dead 2 or something. Yeah.
I like 90. 90 is my favorite FOE. Like I go 90. It feels right for me. I don't know. Some people go higher. It gets to fishy eye fish, whatever. How do you say it?
Fish eye lens.
Nice.
Yep, totally.
Fish eye lens, yeah.
There's another Blueprints related message here from Empanada Eater. The dartboard is breaking my brain. Well, you probably noticed it gets a bit more difficult each time you go in there, so just you wait.
Yeah, if you just started playing today, I promise you got so much left to do. Get out a calculator. I mean, I've not had to use a calculator yet, but like it is the kind of thing where just do that because it'll make it. Yeah, I mean, you should because it's like that is not what's actually difficult. The difficult thing is figuring out what it even wants from you. So once you do that, just use a calculator.
Biddy says every time someone says the art of the deal, I throw up in my mouth a little bit. R.I.P. Peepo. Salute to Peepo.
Love you, Peepo.
Jason Fenoy says timing of Elena release is interesting. June 5th, day before Summer Game Fest Live, which is where Year 2 DLC was announced. Year 3 at SGF maybe. If so, who do you want? I think you're right. I think also it is because there is that. I think that's a launch game, right? That's Street Fighter 6 for Switch 2. And they said it was going to have the first 2 seasons in it. So Elena has to be out, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yes. Jason is on. It's on the money. They did that announcement, and it makes sense that they're just gonna announce it on Keighley because that's what they've been doing for a while now. Which, sorry, this is the fighting game head here. I really miss when they used to drop the trailers on the tournaments after grand finals and that kind of stuff. I really miss that. So, yeah.
The last tournament was at a weird time for America, right? It was pretty late at night. Yeah, Capcom.
Last week was a Red Bull Comité, which is not a Capcom run tournament, so we weren't expecting anything from that.
Sure. Okay, maybe I was thinking of that.
Some people was scoping. Yeah, and that was early in the morning because he was in France.
Okay.
And Paris.
Yes, in Paris. Yep.
No, I don't know. He was in France. So yeah, no, it's just that. I miss the tournament trailers.
Sure.
What do you think?
Mike, I mean, they still do some at tournaments, but yeah, I mean, it's the big ones. Like Makoto, quite a bit. Armika, for sure. I've seen other people saying Sea Viper. It's weird we haven't had Sea Viper in a game since Street Fighter Cross Tekken or something, right? So Sea Viper would make a ton of sense, and I want Mike Hagar quite a bit as well, and also Mako, what's the name of the girl from Final Fight 2 who was in Capcom versus SNK 2?
Was it Makoto?
Not Makoto. Makoto's the girl from Street Fighter 3.
Makoto, what was the name?
Maki, I don't remember. Maki, that's right, Jason.
Maki, yeah.
Thank you.
She played very weird on Street Fighter 5, which I hope do that, I hope they bring that gameplay to her.
People are saying apparently Sea Viper is leaked.
Oh, you leaked? Okay, cool.
Yeah, well,
there you go.
I wonder what that would look like now. But no, give me Maki, basically Final Fight and Street Fighter 3 characters, and that kind of makes me happy. I even liked it when they put Lucia or whatever from Final Fight 3 and Street Fighter 5. Thought her accent was maybe a little thick, but it's a good character.
Oh yeah,
they gave her the real they gave her a real thick New Yorker accent. She sounded like that lady from Ghostbusters.
Oh, Street Fighter, what do you want?
It's kind of like that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I want Armika. I mean, top of the list. Just give me Armika. I want her to have the dumb slap mid-screen that makes you bounce at the wall, and then you can just do whatever you want.
I want her to make it so this game is unplayable on ESPN, please.
Yes, make it so they have to censoring. All right.
Okay, next one is from El Grug regarding the Mario Kart World Direct. I feel like there has to be something really big shown off there. We don't know what. Any ideas? Venus. Maybe we see, because the game will have some characters outside of the Mario roster, just like 8 did, and I bet a lot of that comes with DLC. But maybe we will see one of them here. Maybe we see Link. Maybe there's some synergy, and we see Samus. I would go pretty vertical, actually, if I could play a Samus in Mario Kart.
That's a good one. I was just going to say, like, what games are coming out this year that are likely? That's not impossible. That would be very cool.
But it could even be like Cranky Kong for the first time.
Sure,
I think that would be cool too.
I don't think it needs something big though. I think because it's like
really.
they're just going to go deep on the stuff they've already announced, and I think there's probably plenty for them to dive deep on still. Because it looks like a big beefy game. I'm looking forward to it. I'm very excited about World, more so than I thought I would be for a Mario Kart. I've always been like, man, I like Mario Kart, but it's never been a system seller for me personally. I never got Mario Kart Wii when I had a Wii. I was like happy being like, whatever, it's the motion control one. I'm fine. I'll sit this one out. I love Mario Kart 7, played a ton of that. And then Mario Kart 8 was just like, oh, this is the culmination. This is where it feels the best. I love playing it, but it's never been one I'm like, oh, I have to have that. I'm feeling that way about World. This is like one of my most anticipated games for sure.
Oh yeah, I usually care less about Mario Kart than you, right? And I always like it fine, but it's not something I think about. I don't have an affinity for it like so many other Nintendo fans do, but this one looks really exciting to me. I'm very interested in it. Cody Bishop says, have you heard of a new Switch game called Star Overdrive? It's like Breath of the Wild crossed with SSX Tricky, solve puzzles and shrines on a hoverboard. I've heard a little bit about this one.
Yep. I was looking at the trailer for it today. I think I saw people talking about it. Mentioned, hey, it looks like Breath of the Wild. I'm like, yeah, this looks pretty cool. I'm going to check it out. We'll see if it can live up to the hype. But yeah, I think it looks nice.
Looks like it's going to be on Steam also. And
sure.
I am at a point now, like especially games that are going to be multi-platform. I don't know how many more of those I need to get on a Switch One.
Yep, especially if it's 3D. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Next up is Baba Is Me, and they say watching old videos of the show on Mike's Doom. Watching old video show on Mike's Doom stream was really fun. Great to see how far Mike has come in terms of on-camera stuff. Yeah, that's right. We were watching some very old episodes, Jeff.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, on one of my streams one time where the audio is all over the place. My camera is terrible. I think I'm bad at this for maybe the first 7 years or something, and then finally it clicks.
Yeah, totally. We were both very much more uptight early on, for sure.
Well, we worked for a business-focused website, and
no one was watching.
No one was watching, so it's like we got to be professional, and
I was the only one watching.
Yeah, that's right.
That was kind of the vibe for a bit. Like, this is a professional gaming show for grown-ups. To believe now, I know.
And then the waifu episode happened, and it just broke everything.
Oh my god! Don't even bring it up.
Never recovered from the waifu episode, everybody. Someday we'll do it. That'll be a big donation instead of some time for something. It's like we have to raise money. It's like, look, if we raise this much money, we'll do waifu 2. Y2.
$1 million minimum
for Extra Life this year. We'll do a new waifu episode, and we'll get Dan on that, and he'll have to do it because charity.
Oh my god!
There you go.
Yeah, it's gonna be some Yeez 8 girl. I know.
Yeah, he just is insane for Yeez.
Some yeast.
Yep.
Yeast nuts.
That's right.
Next one is from Absurd Ziggy. How long do you think Nintendo will hold on to Twilight Wind Waker HD ports? A few years? Should I just emulate? Yeah, we're not gonna get those with any time this year, or maybe even next year at this point, maybe next year. But I'll tell you what, if you're feeling a hankering for Wind Waker or Twilight Princess right now, emulate.
Yep,
right?
totally. Run straight on Steam Deck.
Yeah, if you're asking me about like Metroid Prime 2 and 3, I'm like, let's wait a little bit longer. Who knows? Wind Waker, Twilight Princess. If you don't want to play those GameCube versions that are going to be on NSO, if you want the Wii U versions, either get out your Wii U or emulate. Absolutely.
I agree.
Willow Davis says, where's my Nintendo Direct, boy?
I mean, there's the Mario Kart one coming up, right? That's the next one, and then they probably don't have another one until, I don't know, long after the Switch 2 comes out.
You think Willow meant PlayStation Showcase with the boy Kratos joke?
That's a good point. Is that what you meant Willow Davis?
I was like, well, you had 2 of those. You had 2. Yeah. You had 2 Nintendo Directs, and there's another one happening.
Yeah. Well, if you did mean that, And like last I heard, they were discussing whether it would be a state of play.
Now, Willow Davis doesn't have a PlayStation. They don't care about that.
All right, never mind.
Boy, well, yeah, there's gonna be a Mario Nintendo Direct soonish, actually. So there you go. Next one here is from Ricky B. I've been holding this back for days, but Mike, you say you're going vertical. You went the wrong direction. Going 90 was right there. I don't know. I think saying, look, it felt good the first time I say it. I'm going vertical.
It made me pop. I'm like, hell yeah, that was really good. Yeah. I'm like, it's caught on with me. I'm like a going vertical guy now. So let's go.
I'm very proud of how many things I've gotten over lately. I said no tappy touchy, and you all joked like, oh, that's terrible, ha ha. And now you all can't stop saying no tappy touchy. Can't get enough of no tappy touchy.
You're on a roll, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. I'm feeling pretty good about that. That's it for Super Chats for now. If you all want to send in any more, we will read them before the end of our show. Thank you so much for the support, everybody.
Yep. All right. We'll take another break. We'll come back. And I got a list of games. Actually, Mike, I might have you do it. And no, never mind. I just changed my mind right in the middle of saying that. I have a list here from Game Informer, which is a website that's back of games coming out for the rest of this year.
Were gone.
No, they're back. And now they're owned by the Russian mob. And I think that's kind of cool. We'll talk about that right after this.
Dastarovia Kamaradar.
You're right, Jeff. That is cool. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
That is
better than Who Owns Me. Come on. All right, everybody. When we come back, like I said, we'll go the list of all games coming out throughout the rest of the year, and we'll just pick and choose and kind of see what we're excited about. What was that, Christian?
Do you have a marathon there?
What?
You have marathon on that list?
Yeah. It'll be. Well, does it have a release date? I don't know. We'll talk about it.
It says 2025. They're like committing to it.
Yeah, you're right. They're going to show that off on Saturday, right?
The 14th. So
yeah, it's Saturday.
12. I don't remember.
Yep. Okay, let's see here. Let me get this. We'll just kind of go through it.
I love that energy. I was you weren't on with us because you had to take care of your family. Allegedly, we were. I was talking with Mike and Sean about the ARG, the Bungie ARG, and how cool it was. And remember a couple of months ago, I was like, the vibes are horrible around Bungie.
Mm-hmm.
The second they dropped that thing, I was like, hell, fuck yeah, Bungie, let's fucking go. I'm back. Let's do this shit.
I'm happy for you.
Hell yeah. Let's shoot and extract, brother. I like it because
it looks good.
Sorry, what is it?
I was just gonna say, I think Marathon, like so far, what they've shown from it, the sort of just like the artwork and the vibe trailers that they've shared have all been really solid. I think.
Yeah, the ARG was pretty cool. I was like watching it live, what is happening, and they needed like 2,000 people to do like align a thing in a web page for the thing to unlock. It was like this felt like old like 2019, 2018 Destiny ARG type stuff, where you have to go into the dungeon and like figure out like the wishes from the raid and that kind of stuff. You felt like that's the good old times.
Hell yeah!
So if they keep doing that stuff with that game, I'm gonna be really happy. Nikki says the vibes are so good to me. Let's fucking go.
YouTube crashed. All right.
Let me
YouTube crashed 10 minutes into the podcast for me. That was fun.
Fantastic.
Let me find this list too.
No, I'll share it with you so as I'm scrolling through. You can kind of keep up if you want.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
That sounds better.
Let me see.
We look at it together.
Yeah.
As one.
All right, it is moving now, right? You guys are seeing it. Okay, yeah, that's the right one. All right, cool. There's that. Let me get my chat back.
It's out of it's not square on the screen.
Yeah, but it's good for my OBS. So can you read it at least?
No, it's like offset. It's getting cut off.
It's off center. Yeah, it's cut off.
Oh, in OBS?
And
yeah. Oh yeah. No, it looks good on Discord. Yeah, we're talking about.
Right. I had fixed it and I just hadn't moved it. Okay. I had not moved it over to my live program. Okay.
Oh, right. Studio mode.
Yes, and I'm in studio mode.
Studio mode, brother.
All right, there's that. There's you. Ooh, no, I don't want that. There we go. And then let me
Whoa.
get OBS back.
I'm old enough to remember where there was no studio mode for OBS. You had to download a different client, goddammit.
Yep.
Ugh.
All right. I think we
All
are
right,
good.
bring it back?
Yeah, let's bring it
The
back.
fact that some of it is in your frame is bothering me.
Oh, thank you. I didn't even notice that. All right. Let me fix your head height while we're at it.
I was gonna let it go, Jeff. That one. I didn't want to be too annoying, but I'm glad you're doing something. I'm glad anyway.
No, of course not.
Making a bigger one, the poll last time, so...
I was not going to do
What
anything
if
about that now.
you slowly make him bigger and bigger?
That's a
and
good
bigger,
idea. There's
like-
probably like a way I could
No.
do that, like increase size by like 0.5% every like 2 minutes or
I
something
hate
like that.
They will
The
be-
one-
I'll download that.
The Tiki
Hilarious.
Bar in Disney has a gimmick bar stool that, like, when you sit on it, it's slowly lower, so you don't notice until all of a sudden you're like 2 heads lower than everyone else at the
Oh, I love
bar.
that. That's fantastic.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
It's
That's
like
funny.
tripping, but before drinking. Okay. I am going to bring us back.
Do it.
All right, we're back, and I got a list here, GameInformer.com/2025. It is a very comprehensive list of games that are coming out for the rest of this year. Just figured we could like pick out some games as we go through the list. Me and Mike are both looking at the same one here. It is now April 10th, and today Blueprints came out. That's a pretty good game. In fact, I think both you and I consider our game of the year so far, our favorite game of 2025. So it's like, okay, where do we go from here? What else is there to look forward to? Mike, as we're looking at this list, is there anything that sticks out to you for the rest of even like April?
I see Monaco 2 also came out this year, and we actually just
Oh, today,
played
yeah.
some of that. We did a kind of a competition. It's not a competitive game, but it's actually a 4-player co-op thing. It's a heist-based game, and just basically Team Giant Bomb competed with Team Kind of Funny to see who could beat these missions faster. And it was fun. We were kind of playing it in this weird way because it's not really a timing thing. So at first, we were just going as fast as we can and brute forcing it. It's only that last mission where the
That strategy
difficulty went
didn't work
up.
for us, yeah.
Right. Where suddenly I think we were playing the game the intended way more. We were using our abilities and we were trying to be a bit more sneaky. I was enjoying it. So might have to try some more of Monaco 2 out.
Yeah, I think we could probably cut some time out to do another Monaco 2 stream just on Giant Bomb and kind of try to do that as intended. I would like to give that a shot. All right, let's see here. Promise Mascot Agency. This is also one that everyone's talking about. We were gonna stream it, but we're gonna do that supermarket game tomorrow. I don't really know what this is still, but people seem to be excited about it. It looks kind of like a wacky physics game, but I don't know. I'm gonna check that one out and find out for myself. Star Overdrive is out today. I didn't realize that.
Things came out today. Jeez.
Yeah, this is wild. That Talos Principle Reawakened is out today as well. I wonder how that's doing. I think someone else got that in Fantasy Critic. I was trying to get it. All right, let's go here. Oh, Indiana Jones and the Great
Lunar.
Circle. Oh, when is Lunar?
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Please.
Lunar Remastered Collection is April 18th. I'm very excited to finally play these games. These are JRPG classics. First came out for the Sega CD, but they had ports on PlayStation. It's both the first 2 games, not quite HD 2D, but remastered nonetheless, and I'm completely fine with that. So, that's going to be so cozy for me. Just great nighttime JRPGing. That's what's going to kind of get me through I'm waiting for my Switch 2 period, actually. Then, even once it does come, because I probably won't beat both of those games, I could just, continue it over on that system. So, that's nice.
I think it's
You're doing this on Switch then? Not in the Rogue Ally? Oh, okay.
Nah, I'll get this on Switch. I mean, they're old RPGs. That's fine.
Yeah. I think that these are the RPGs of that era I most associate with like the CD format. Just like having those animated cutscenes on there and like anime and stuff.
That was kind of the whole deal with them. Was like they were some of the first big ones, like this and like the first Ys games on TurboGrafx CD. Also, like, oh wow, there's voice acting and anime cinematics, that kind of thing.
Man, now that we know how good Blueprints is, and just like we played Monaco 2 and really enjoyed that, this month is kind of nuts because then on the 24th, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 and Fatal Fury City of the Wolves comes out. So it's like, man, kind of nonstop.
2 games I'm really looking forward to, especially Clair Obscur. I think that game has shown so well in previews and in trailers. Right, just very much a game in that classic JRPG formula. but with all the modern aesthetics and accoutrements. Fatal Fury, I'm excited for it. There's a bit of me that's, the news cycle for it has been all these stupid human guest characters with the Saudi ties, and it's like, well, this is ruining my taste for this a little bit, but I bet the game will be fun.
Yep, exactly. I still very much want to play it. I remember hearing good things about 100 Line Last Defense Academy, especially because I, for some reason, took it in Fantasy Critics, so I hope it's good. Forza Horizon.
It's got remastered for Sean. Hey.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Days Sean Remastered, I guarantee will return by April 25th. There you go, everybody. There's your guarantee. Forza Horizon 5 on PlayStation 5. Did you ever spend much time with Forza Horizon 5?
Yeah, I was playing quite a bit of it, and I was enjoying it. I think a lot of people said this now. I got really tired of it's a festival.
Oh, for sure. Yes, they need to get away from that so bad.
We're all best friends, and here's this new guy you met. He's your best friend too, and he loves cars. And I just get over it. I'm like, I have actually never felt older in my life than the way you are making me feel right now. Video game. Congratulations.
I just I started playing it again a few weeks back and was just like driving away from all that stuff and just kind of like going out and finding my own fun. And like then you try to do a race and it's still they throws that stuff in your face a little bit, a race face, and then it was still a very, very good game. So
Eric says he would pay for Forza DLC that made Mitch the announcer. Oh my God, you're in first place. Make sure you get enough festival points so you can unlock a new garage.
You don't want to. No. What you unlock in that game was dances and shit that you can do like on top of a mountain or some shit like that.
Yes, remember like where I'm like, oh man, the floss is just everywhere because it was in Forza Horizon 4.
You just got a new super text. Oh my God, it's all the latest brands they want to sponsor you for the next race.
I like how you're not really doing a British accent, but you still said garage. that really got me.
I'm not even doing it. I'm just trying to say everything as
obnoxious as possible. Yeah, well, hey, you got it. All right, Despelote, I think. Is that Christian? Do you know how to say that one?
Or May.
Despelote.
Yeah, Despelote. Okay, yes, that's May 1st. That's that like first person kind of kicking the soccer ball or just kicking everything in front of you game. I hope that's like a good vibes game. It looks pretty promising. All right, what else? You see anything else, Mike?
Yes, I see Doom: The Dark Ages.
Yes.
May 15th, and I just beat Doom Eternal. I had a great time with that. Part of me is a little worried because I actually liked Doom Eternal a lot, and I liked some of the fast pace of it. I liked the platforming, and I know some people were vocally critical of that stuff, and I think Doom Dark Ages is going to be a reaction to that, and I hope it's not an overreaction to that. At the same time, having it played differently, having it be a different thing, that could be fine too.
Doom: The Dark Ages, I just think they've nailed the setting. That is different enough, and I hope for me, the thing that I really, truly fell in love with Doom 2016 over was the presentation of the Doomslayer character. I thought they just absolutely got that so right, and I hope that they find a way to get that balance, get that tone right again in Doom: The Dark Ages. And then the next day, May 16th, Capcom Fighting Collection 2. I am ready for that.
I am so excited for this. So speaking of Maki, like who I was thinking about before, she might actually be my number one choice for character I won in Street Fighter 6 that I'm not going to get.
That's pretty cool.
But Capcom versus SNK 2, an all-timer, Power Stone 2, one of the best party fighting games this side of Smash Brothers. We got some other really neat stuff here like Project Justice and I'm going to be very excited for this one.
Yep, that's one where I want to just spend some real time with it on some streams on Giant Bomb.
If you play much Capcom vs. SNK 2 because you like Street Fighter 3 a lot, and that one is definitely more like Capcom vs. SNK 2 is more like that than it's like Marvel versus Capcom 2.
Okay, no, I have not played much of it. I'll definitely do that then. That sounds fantastic. God, I love Street Fighter.
I remember not liking Capcom vs. SNK when I was a kid,
right?
Because I thought it was going to be like Marvel vs. Capcom, and it's not.
Okay, all right. Well, let's spend some time with it. That sounds awesome.
Yep.
May 20th. Roadcraft. This is a Jeff Grubb special right here. This is from the team that's been making Mud Runner and Snow Runner, and it is explicitly about being a team that goes into places and has to rebuild the road infrastructure after disasters. And I like there was definitely some of that in Mud Runner and Snow Runner, but it was much more like just drive some logs to a bridge and then we'll rebuild the bridge. This seems much more like in the weeds of how you would do that. I love getting stuck in the mud in those games and like the process of actually solving the puzzle of how to get a big truck out of there using other trucks. And it seems like Roadcraft is just all about that. So very, very excited for this one. I hope it lives up to my fantasies for this genre. Turns out there's a huge player base for Mud Runner and Snow Runner.
Making these.
Yes, they are very successful. They have a ton of DLC and they like several seasons of content, and all the trailers for those seasons of content all have like millions of views. So yes, it's a very popular genre, and I'm happy that I keep getting more of it.
Do you have any interest in Dune Awakening? Because that's that survival MMO. People have been talking positively.
Exactly. That's why I'm interested, because I think everyone who's seen it has been like, this looks pretty good. Is this the survival MMO?
Survival MMO, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
it's the Funcom people, the
Conan?
all those Conan, yes, those games.
Okay.
I'm a Doom freak, and I want to see what this is. It looks interesting to me. I don't know. It's like an alternative timeline where like nothing of what happened in the books happens, so you had to build from that. I don't know. It seems cool.
Let's see here. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Wait. A Blueprints race just to be the first person to get to level 9. Blue sprints.
Okay, I like it. Yeah.
All right.
We be starting from day 1, right?
We start new profiles. Just the first person to get level 9.
I like that a lot.
Gets in a nice spot on the grid.
I like that a lot. That sounds great.
Dan, did you hear that? Blue sprints. Dan's in chat. Blue sprints, Dan.
A lot of it's going to come down to RNG, but I don't care. Like
that's why it's fun.
Yeah, I think that makes it fun. Yes, exactly.
And you can like start a new day or whatever. Just
good point. You're right. Risk reward. Right. If you feel like it's going bad, just okay. I like that. That's a good idea, Mike.
All right. Thank you.
May 22nd. Deliver at all costs. This is that. I can't remember is this Take-Two? Someone is publishing this game, but it is a physics-heavy, isometric car vehicle delivery game. I think you are delivering explosives, and you're like driving through buildings, and everything's destructible. I think Dan, you played this for Konami. That's right, Konami's doing this one.
Konami.
Yes. And Dan played it forever ago, and I think he had some good things to say. I had a demo not too long ago. It was like one of the bigger demos in the last Steam Next Fest. Okay, apparently Brad Shoemaker also said he loves this game. This is another one that is like a me game, and I have not touched it yet. So I didn't realize it was coming out in just May. So next month we're going to be playing this. Really looking forward to that. Let's see. Oh, Elden Ring Night Rain.
Oh gosh, yeah.
It's May 30th.
Not that far off. I'm going to enjoy this game. I am very interested to see how everyone's going to react to it and like what kind of power it has. Like, I don't think this is going to be some Elden Ring-esque phenomenon. I think this is going to be for a smaller audience than that. I don't think it's going to like break through and find people who weren't into Elden Ring necessarily.
Do you think it's going to be popular with like the streamer crowd and stuff like that?
That's what I wonder. That's what I am curious about, Jeff. Because Elden Ring 1 did so well with the TikTok crowd, and all it's because of the discoverability.
For sure.
And this could maybe do that for different reasons, but I do wonder. It's a little bit of a question mark for me.
Yeah, I think there's a chance that it could. I think the likely scenario here is either it comes and goes kind of surprisingly fast, and people are like, remember that weird Elden Ring? Or it does become massively popular with the kinds of people who like these online games that are the flavor of the month games. But now it's Elden Ring, and it just gets this long-term audience. So, yeah, we'll see. I want to try it. You did play it, right?
Yes, I played one of the tests.
And
I did enjoy it. I was like almost so taken aback by what it actually is with like the Fortnite circle closing in that a part of me had a hard time processing. So, but it is fun. I do wonder like what the legs are like on it. Am I going to play it as much as a Fortnite? Am I going to play as much as even a base Elden Ring? Probably not. But there's an interesting idea there for sure.
I guess Onimusha 2 Samurai's Destiny out May 23rd. Didn't mention that.
I didn't play the remaster of the first one. I never really played very much Onimusha in my entire life, actually.
Same.
So
exactly.
Maybe I'll go back to it.
All right, then we're into June, which is Switch 2 time.
Man, that's wild already.
Yep.
That's like not very far away.
No, I mean it's less than 2 months away. right? We're well into like less than 60 days away from this happening. So Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster, Cyberpunk Ultimate Edition, Deltarune Chapters 1 through 4. Let's see, Hitman World of Assassination Signature Edition, Hogwarts Legacy, Kinisugami Path of the Goddess, Mario Kart World, Mario Kart or Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, Puyo Puyo Tetris 2S, tons of stuff here. Survival Kids,
Director's Cut, man.
Yep. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, Nintendo Switch 2 editions, Yakuza 0 Director's Cut, as you mentioned. Mind's Eye is out June 10th. Okay, now we're getting away from that stuff. So yeah, God, I'm like trying to plan out like what I would really want for the Switch 2, and I guess I should just upgrade my Zeldas and not get the Switch 2 editions. For some reason, I really want the Switch 2 editions of those games. But obviously, I'll get Mario Kart.
Get the upgrades with your NSO anyway. So.
That's right. Good point. I forgot about that. So yes, I'll just do it that way. So then I'll get Mario Kart World, Welcome Tour, and then I'll probably get World of Assassination Signature Edition. Especially for that Nintendo stuff.
Yeah, I would be so happy to have that game on my Switch. I love Bravely Default a lot. I don't know if I'm necessarily ready to play that whole thing again. I'm curious what it is being remastered. A lot of people had kind of a problem with a certain section of that game. Let's say it's sort of Wind Waker-esque, where there's kind of a long, repetitive section that some people don't love. It didn't bother me a whole ton, but I'm curious if they change that up or what have you. God, that game has an amazing soundtrack. Just so freaking good. I'm excited for hopefully more people to play Bravely Default.
Right. I might get Yakuza 0 on Switch 2, but I'm like, so now that I'm done with Grim Fandango, I'm like, maybe starting one of these Yakuza games, a series that I've really fallen in love with recently. Maybe that would be a fun thing to do, Yakuza 0 on stream. So I keep considering that. That's like one of the things I'm leaning towards right now.
That's kind of my problems. I want to play Yakuza 0 on my Switch too, but I think people are expecting me to play it on stream. So
You're
it's
right.
Like, well, I'd probably just do the PC version at that point.
Exactly. Yes, I'll just do the PC version.
But I mean, it definitely is Mario Kart World is the star there for sure.
Yep, without a doubt. And then it'll be like, I'll see what else I can pick up and and justify. And I'm sure, like regardless of our relationship with Nintendo, the rest of these third parties still give us codes, so I'd probably be able to get quite a few of these through them. So that'll be helpful for us, obviously. Mind's Eye on June 10th. This is the Leslie Benzies game from Build a Rocket Boy. It is an open world shoot 'em up crime game, but looks like there's some future or near future military stuff in there. I really don't know what to make of this one still, Mike. Do you have any interest in this? I know you're not a huge GTA guy, so the new game from the guy that left Rockstar to make a GTA game, what's that doing for you?
Not much, Jeff. Not much.
I didn't think so. I'm going to be very interested to see if that catches on, but we'll see. Let's see here. I know Lucy loves The Alters when she played it, but I can barely remember what it is. I think it's like a narrative-driven game where you come back as clones of yourself, and I don't know. But hey, The Alters.
It's like a ship that is like a tiny ship in space that's full of your own clones, and you had to deal with yourself all the time. I think that's
right.
The
that
whole
sounds right. Okay.
Gist of it.
Should I know? I know Raidu remastered The Mystery of the Soulless Army. Didn't some of you guys pop for that?
But that's the Shin Megami Tensei action RPG.
Right. Okay. June 19th.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that. That might be a good Switch 2 thingy.
Yeah.
I am excited for Tron Catalyst. We'll see at least what that's.
Oh,
like.
right.
That's
yes.
Tron action.
June 17th for that.
Coming out. I like Tron. So
sure.
Getting new Tron stuff at all is always.
Have you seen the trailer for the new Tron?
I did. It's
pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a cool trailer.
Oh, there's a new trailer. I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, I'm glad it is still like, even though like Tron Legacy was so long ago, it is still kind of fulfilling the promise of that one of like the Tron stuff's breaking into the real world, and what's that going to be like? Yeah, okay.
Let's see here. Death Stranding 2 on the beach, June 26th.
What am I going to do about that? Do I need to go play Death Stranding?
I mean, that's Death Stranding Director's Cut is a good one to put on the Roger.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Here's what I really want to do, Jeff, is play System Shock 1 remake. So I'm going to be ready for the System Shock 2 remaster
on June
that's coming
26th.
out on that same day.
Yes.
Yeah, that's that's me. I'm the freak who's more excited about System Shock 2 remaster, not remake, just remaster, than Death Stranding 2.
I'm kind of with you on that. Ruffian the Riverside comes out June 26th as well, and that is that cool looking 3D platformer game where you play as a raccoon, I think, who can pick up textures and throw it onto other objects. So in the trailer, they always show him picking up grass texture, throwing it onto a waterfall, and now he can climb up the waterfall. So it's like that sort of stuff. And it looks fantastic. It's always had a really striking look. So I'll want to check that out as well. And Tamagotchi Plaza is on June 27th as well. They showed that off at the Direct, so it just sticks in my head. And then July, and as we get into each one of these months, there's fewer games listed, but if they're listed, that's probably because they're more noteworthy. So we have Patapon 1+2 Replay on July 11th, and then also on that same day, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4. Man, I forgot for a second that that's coming out. I am so excited for this.
Yeah, that's real fast. I know that's listed for Switch 1. I wonder if there is a Switch 2 version of that.
I'm
that's
sure
still
there will
gonna
be.
Yeah, oof. I love Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 especially so much. I love the 1+2 remakes. I cannot wait for this. This is definitely in my top 5 for most anticipated for the rest of the year. I am excited to play some Patapon also, but Tony Hawk, oh baby.
All right, let's see here. Donkey Kong Bonanza on July 17th. Definitely probably right there for my most anticipated game of the year.
Mainline Donkey Kong.
Sure.
I kind of agree, Jeff. It looks so fun. I mean, it's just the next game from the Mario Odyssey people.
Yes.
We're all but sure of that. And everything I see this game looks like, it just is so interesting. It's so wild with that digging mechanic and the destruction. Something I didn't expect I would see in a Nintendo game like this. The animation looks fantastic. It just looks like it is so much fun.
Yep, exactly. It just looks nonstop fun. I don't know. The bits and bobs from Astrobot really got me, and this game is just like, here, punch everything to make a million bits and bobs. Let's make a game about that. So I love that. Shadow Labyrinth on July 17th. That's that Pac-Man Metroidvania game.
I forget about this.
Yeah. From secret
level. Yes, a tie into the Secret Levels Amazon Prime show. Yes, exactly. July 24th, and this is where you just see Game Informer slipping. So they have it listed here as Super Mario Party Jamboree for Switch 2. It's actually called Super Mario Party Jamboree Nintendo Switch 2 Edition Dash with Jamboree Live. That's the full name of that game.
That's great.
That's just
awesome.
Beautiful.
Yeah, there's just it's brevity is the soul of wit, and Nintendo knows that.
That's art.
It's art, yeah. I'm actually super looking forward to this. I want to play it really bad, actually. I think it's going to be a nightmare, but I want to play it. I want to see all the Switch 2 stuff and the camera stuff that's in there.
I just realized Hunter x Hunter and Impact. That's the 18 people that
really?
is the fighting game. Yeah, it looks fun. It looks interesting. So we will see July 16th. So if you're a fighting game head and you like tag fighters like Dragon Ball Fighters and NBC, you should keep your eye out for this game.
All right, then we have Wild Hearts S. Is that Monster Hunter like?
Yeah, it's just a Switch 2 version. I think.
But I didn't even know that was still a going concern. Wow.
It showed up, I think, for a moment at
it was on the reel.
That's right. I think now that sounds familiar. Okay.
Probably had more time than Silksong did.
Yeah, everything did. Yeah. Tales of the Shire, a Lord of the Rings game. That's that Hobbit RPG.
Yeah,
Hobbit survival game.
No, it's not RPG. It's a cozy game. It's like
this is the cozy one. Right.
Sims-ish with a little bit of like farming stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So if I hear this game is good, I'll be excited. But I have my doubts with Lord of the Rings games recently.
Sure. All right, then we're into August now. Gradius Origins is on August 7th.
I am excited for that. That's the one that's going to have the brand new Salamander 3, plus all these other classic Gradius games. Konami's done a lot of fun compilations of older titles. I think this will be neat. I hope they do a Parodius collection next.
Kirby and the Forgotten Land 2, or I'm sorry, Kirby and the Forgotten Land for Switch 2, along with the new stuff. I think it's like Star Soldier, Starlands.
Yeah.
That's August 28th. And so is Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater.
That's interesting. I am excited to try out the new stuff for Gauntland. I liked that game a ton. Man, like, I'm almost like not thinking about the Snake Eater remake yet. I'm like, oh, that's not for a while. I don't have to think about that now. It's not that long from now.
August is not that far from now. Yeah, nothing we've mentioned really is that far off. Shinobi Art of Vengeance, the first of that like Sega initiative of bringing back classic games. I am very excited about this one.
I am incredibly excited for Shinobi. This is
August 29th, by the way.
Yeah. This game looks so freaking. This is from the Streets of Rage 4 people. Lizard Cube, right?
That's right.
Did such a good job with that. This game, the animation looks fantastic. The gameplay, it's clearly being inspired by the best aspects of Shinobi's past, including a bunch of stuff from Shinobi 3, which I love. Yeah, this is a big one for me, actually. I can't wait for Shinobi.
Then we're into September, and now there's only 4 games listed for this month, but Hell Is Us. I know people always say this looks good, but I can never remember what it is. Do you have any idea?
It looks like a Death Stranding, but it's a Souls-like.
That's
I think,
right.
Or it has Souls-like vibes.
This is like one of like 4 games that one talk over you guys did that you thought was going to be Death Stranding 2.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. And that's September 4th. And then Daemon Ex Machina Titanic Scion is September 5th.
I can't believe they're making a new Daemon Ex Machina.
And this one is coming to not just Switch 2, but everything, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC as well. I didn't know that.
Neat.
Terminator 2D No Fate. This is that game that looked incredible. Looks like an old movie license game for Super Nintendo, or maybe even like an arcade game. It's got multiple different kinds of gameplay methods. There's, side scrolling, but there's also like kind of like a shooting gallery sort of thing. I think it looked really cool. I'm excited about that one specifically.
Same. Yeah, definitely throwing, obviously I like a lot of these retro throwbacks, and I think this is a great idea, especially since like Terminator 2 is one of the most 90s things possible. So you're trying to do a 90s throwback. That is the franchise you want for it.
Yep, that's September 5th if I didn't mention it. And then Borderlands 4, September 23rd.
I hope that I hear that this game's great, actually, because I liked Borderlands 1 and 2. I want to hear excitement for this. I want to hear, oh, you should play this one. It's really good. You're gonna have a fun time with your friends.
Yes.
Like I like the whole basic idea of let's do a Diablo but with guns. It's a good idea.
Yep.
So
I mean,
I'm kind of in the mood for one of these.
Yes. I've not played much since Borderlands 1. That's the one I spent a lot of time with. So maybe I'm due. I'm probably due. I should probably play this one. All right. And then October, one of the biggest franchises. Mike, you and I are always pointing this out. Everyone's always talking about Double Dragon still. Double Dragon Revive, October 23rd.
It's like they do make some kind of new Double Dragon all the time. I liked Ninja Double Dragon Gaiden from last year.
Me too.
Even though it doesn't seem like many other people played it.
No one even knew about it. Yeah.
Right. And so it's part of me's like, oh, wait, which one is this one now? Revive? Oh, yeah, just another Double Dragon thingy. I hope it's good.
And that is the last game with a date. That's probably going to change here this weekend. Marathon probably will get a date because that's supposed to come out this year. That has a trailer or something, gameplay reveal on Saturday. So look out for that at that point. But that's one game still coming. Here's the list of to be announced. 2XKO. What's the temperature on that right now?
It's not going to have enough. It's going to have very few characters at launch. So that was kind of the big scuttlebutt. People being upset at the small roster.
Right, that's
size.
what I thought.
Yeah, yes, they did a like a dev update like last week where they show like all the changes they do, and they also announced the new alpha lab. There's happening like next week or like in a couple of weeks. So at the beginning of the year, this game ain't coming out 2025. But now that I saw that video and all the updates they did, and them saying that they're not gonna have that many more characters, it seems like it's definitely coming out this year. But it still can slip to next year. So the game looks cool, so I'm pretty excited.
Cool. All right, good. 2 more here at the top. Anno 117 or Anno 117 Pax Romana.
Let's go. Anno rules.
About time I check out an Anno game. I know you like it a lot. It sounds like it would be my jam. I've just never even touched one. So
they're fun games.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them. If you just check out some of because the whole gimmick is like the number, whatever that date is, it always adds up to 9.
Oh, really? That's neat.
Yeah. But so there's like ones that are futuristic. There are ones that are kind of like Age of Exploration. I think this is the earliest one, like 117. That's very early on. So yeah, I'm interested to see what the flavor of this one is going to feel like. So obviously very Roman theming going on here. I think it sounds neat.
Baby Steps. It's a co-op sort of, I don't know, adventure game. It looks like, you play as a man who walks like a giant baby, and that will be. I just like games that have over exaggerated
representation.
Yes,
yeah, that's right.
Exactly. Borderlands 4 is also coming to Switch too. That's right. We had that Randy jump scare in the direct.
That's right. It's terrifying.
Let's see. City Skylines 2 is coming to console, so I wonder if that means the PC will get a big update at that point. It might be time to check back in on that. I bet it's getting pretty good at this point.
Yeah, probably.
Dragon Quest 1 plus 2.
Crimson Desert.
Can't wait for that.
Yes, Dragon Quest. Yeah. There it is. Dragon Quest 1 plus 2.
Yeah, sorry, I was saying Crimson Desert is that from the Black Desert people. But
okay.
Like, instead of being an MMO, it's a single player. I believe.
Let's see.
So,
Elden Ring Tarnished Edition. Weird. That's right. They didn't give a date for that. They should have tried to get that one out for launch. That would probably do very well if it was a launch game.
But also looks like maybe you could use a little bit more time. Oh, finally, here's the big one under G's, Jeff. One of the most anticipated games of the year. Something that was very big for PlayStation in the past. Gex!
I'm glad I guessed
where I was going with that one.
Yep, I saw it. Yep. Everybody's Golf Hot Shots as well doesn't have a date, but expected this year. Hey, I'm ready to love Gex. I'm ready.
Those games were not bad.
Yes, and I feel mature enough now. Yeah.
Yes. Gex 2 and 3 they're pretty good collectathon 3D platformers from that time. It's like an obnoxious 90s character that's almost kind of part of the charm at this point.
I would turn up the verbosity slider. Absolutely. Yeah. Ghost of Yotei doesn't have a release date. That's expected this year.
That'll be this fall, like October or September maybe. But that'll be I liked Ghost of Tsushima quite a bit, actually. One of my favorite PS4 games, so I'm excited for this one.
Dan is wondering if they're going to update the references that Gex makes, and I hope not. I hope it's like all. I hope it's all like just 90s. As topical, but like and I hope they're just written just like Jay Leno jokes. I can't remember. I think they are.
Yeah, it's gonna be like some of the lowest hanging fruit you can possibly imagine. Like he'll just say, "Here's Gexy," right? Yeah. Just the most obvious references, or very H stuff that won't even make sense anymore.
Grand Theft Auto 6.
Or are you feeling about, because you used to think there's a pretty good chance it's not coming out this year.
I think. How
do you feel about that now?
Like it feels like it's more likely to come out this year than not, but it's still Grand Theft Auto 6. It's still like, it feels like the game most likely just to get a delay just because it's Grand Theft Auto 6. Like the big games like this just get delayed. So I still think there's a good chance, but the way that they're talking about it, the way they're positioning it, people will be like, well, and there hasn't been a trailer. I don't read into that. They'll do a trailer when it's like really close, I think, at this point.
You should you scroll past FBC.
FBC Firebreak, yes.
Yeah, that Left 4 Dead, like in the control
universe.
I was wondering what it's called. At first I was like, what is this? Why are we talking about this? Like, oh, right. Part of me is like, maybe they should have put the word control in that title.
Yeah.
Is that what the C stands
for? It is, though, because Federal Bureau of Control.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe you should have just called it Control: Firebreak. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, when you call it Control, you're expecting a different kind of game, though.
Yeah, kind of like with Elden Ring, Night Rain.
Yeah, and that's going to help Elden Ring, Night Rain. Yeah. All right, let's see here. Hollow Knight Spoon Heaven.
Hollow Knight Spoon Heaven. It's coming out this year, apparently, Jeff.
Yep, it was in that direct for 3 seconds. So you know what that means? It's coming out this year. Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment. I am probably not going to play that.
I'll tell you what. I was so disinterested in the last Hyrule Warriors that I didn't even touch it. I probably will want to at least try this one. Like on top of just not really liking Muso that much, my big thing with the other one was like, well, this game looks like it's running like molasses.
Yes.
So about that issue, I'll at least check it out.
Still to come this year is Kingmakers, which, Mike, do you remember what Kingmakers is?
No, sir.
Okay. You are, there's a bunch of knights fighting each other, but and it takes place in the time where knights fight each other, but you have a pickup truck and guns. and you
Yeah.
drive around shooting all of them. It's like the trailers are so good. If you get a chance to check out the trailers for Kingmakers, take a look at that. It's really funny and looks like a riot. Kirby Air Riders, Sakurai is back. He's making games again, baby. He never went away. Clearly,
I don't care what anyone else says. Kirby's Air Ride, or whatever it's called, on the GameCube is a good game. I'm excited to see what a sequel to that looks like. I'm glad he's making one.
All right. Marvel 1943
Mafia.
Rise of Hydra and Mafia the Old Country. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
We see
Gosh.
Mafia.
I never played a Mafia. This for some reason, even though it's probably coming out this year, Marvel 1943 more than anything else was like a game to me that's not actually coming out.
It doesn't feel
this
real,
year.
actually. It's like not even that that's not coming out. It doesn't feel like a real game. That feels like a Summer Game Fest trailer reveal, and it's like, oh yeah, this thing.
Yeah. I feel like such a piece of shit that I am much more excited for Marvel Cosmic Invasion than I am for Marvel 1943.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Amy Hennig, I'm excited for her to have a game out. That's where I'm at with Marvel 1943. So we'll see. But yes, Marvel Cosmic Invasion looked so cool to me. I love the way that is. Oh, and you know what else looks cool? Metroid Prime 4 Beyond.
Oh, baby.
God, when are they going to give us a
Please
release
give me a
date for that?
release date. What is happening? I am still confused about that. I want to know. I still hope we get like a Metroid Prime Direct where they get us that release date and they finally say something about Metroid Prime 2 and 3 on Switch.
Ninja Gaiden 4. That is also coming this year. I forgot about that. As well as Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. Which is the
big year
2D
for
game.
ninjas.
Yes.
Big year for ninja. So gosh, both of those have a pretty big potential there. Ninja Gaiden 4, really neat. We're getting that, but hopefully that 2D one is very good as well.
Pokemon Legends ZA, which they confirm will have like a Switch 2 version as well. I'm that one's probably like really late in the year. I'm expecting that like November or even December maybe.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, the first Legends was a January game, so it'll be kind of right around there. Yeah, I like the first Legends a lot. I'm glad this one has a Switch 2 version, so at least the frame rate won't be abysmal like it has been in so many Pokemon games recently. I'm going to be into that one.
Professor Layton and the New World of Steam. I love Professor Layton. It's been a while since I played a new one. Well, since they made a new one of those, but I actually didn't play the last handful of those games. So I'm ready to hop back in there. Let's see here. Rematch. That's that soccer game from the Sifu people. I think they just announced the release date for this, but I didn't see what it was.
It's a Rocket League with people.
Yeah, Rocket League with people. Exactly. Jesus.
That Ratatan game is from the creator of Patapon, pretty sure. Yes.
That's right. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. It's weird because we're getting Patapon remasters as well. So
what do you hear from that?
Let's see how this goes.
RoboCop Rogue City's getting unfinished business DLC.
I need to play that.
Me too.
Play the base game, really.
It looks good. Oh, Monster Train 2 and Slay the Spire 2 are both supposed to come out this year. I've never played either of those. I should, because people love Slay the Spire. They love it so much.
Slay the Spire is incredible. I know people have some like hangouts with the art. They say, "Oh, it looks like a flash game or whatever." The gameplay is so refined. It's so good. You
can get over it.
I put like hundreds of hours in that game. It's so good. People say that the Ratatan game is like Patapon but with roguelike, and it became like 1,000 times more interesting for me.
Yeah,
because that sounds
like
so cool.
Good idea. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, now I'm very excited.
I'm afraid I'm gonna sneeze. Nope, I'm okay. Nope, here it comes back. Okay, we're good.
Be afraid. Let it out. There
No, I'm all right. Let's see here. What? Stellar Blade's coming to PC. Streets of Rogue 2.
I'm kind of excited to try Outlaws and Switch. Do you care
Finally.
You care about Splitgate 2 at all, Jeff?
No, personally, no. But I bet it's the kind of thing where, we'll play that for a UPF one time or something like that, and I bet I'll enjoy it. But it's not one I'm like.
Did you play the first one?
I don't know if I did play it. Maybe I feel like
I don't think you did.
Yeah, I don't think I did.
Because it's really fun. The first one was really fun.
No doubt. So that's fun,
yeah. And I think you will like it. That's why I'm like, it seems like a game for you. That's why I was like taking that back.
The House of the 2 remake is terrible by all accounts, so that's too bad.
Yep, that's a shame. The Outer Worlds 2, this just got announced that it's going to have its own direct after the Xbox Showcase. So this is their big focus for the year. So I think we can probably assume that's definitely coming out this year, which I think is a safe assumption based on what I've heard. Let's see here. Toxic Crusaders. Is this the? Oh, I just clicked on it by accident.
That Toxic, yeah, it's another retro style 2D beat 'em up.
Right.
This time based off that, clearly going for the Shredder's Revenge audience.
Right. Okay. Actually, here's the new winner for game I don't actually believe is coming out this year. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yep. And then Witchbrook. That was that RPG witch school game that was in the Nintendo Direct. I think this looked super cute and cool, and I hope it's good.
And Yuko Repay is interesting because, like, we always say they should remake remaster games that weren't that good.
Yes,
Yuko lately had a lot of issues, and it'd be neat if they ironed those out. So maybe there's something there.
I'm really hoping that this one is one that gets some strong edits and just makes it the best game it ever could have been. Which they're really taking their time with it, so I expect that's what's happening. There's something there, so I'm hopeful. And yeah, that does it, Mike. Anything that now that we've gone through the whole list really sticks out to you at this point of hey, oh yeah, that game's coming out this year.
It's I did forget about Snake Eater for some reason.
Yeah.
And there's a little part of me that's still a little bit I wonder if the direction is correct for that, of doing the one-to-one thing. As much as I love Snake Eater as it is, I guess part of me is if you're gonna remake the game, do some things to it, because I am fine still playing that original game. If I want the original experience, I'll do that. We've had so many good remakes of PS2 games. I mean, Silent Hill 2 I thought was incredible, and I liked the ways it was different than the original. I bet Metal Gear Solid Delta is going to be great. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. But there was a part of me that, for some reason, is a little not skeptical of the direction, but curious.
Right. Right. Yeah. And even from a personal view, right, where it's just maybe it'll be really well done, but how much do you feel you need it, right? So yeah, we'll see how they actually come through with that game. Okay, that is. Oh yeah, for me it would be. You know what, Tony Hawk. I really am still just looking forward to 3+4. That's the game for me. That's what I want to be playing. I love Tony Hawk so much.
I think right now, Bonanza might be the game I'm looking the most forward to. But Prime 4 also.
Yep.
I can't wait for Prime 4.
Yep, for sure.
But then Shinobi, seeing that game, oh yeah, I'm as excited for that as almost anything else. I can't wait for Shinobi.
Yep. Oh yeah, and Doom: The Dark Age. Yeah, for sure.
Doom looked good.
All right, let's take one more break. We'll come back. We will clean up some super chats after we talk about what we've been playing, which is it's Blueprints.
Always has been.
All right, we're in the break. Or are you just gonna
jump
back?
You need a moment?
Go back to it.
Okay, cool.
Nope, I'm good to it.
Let's do it.
All right, we're back. Mike Minotti, we've been playing Blueprints. Have you been playing anything else, or should we just do a quick one on Blueprints again?
I mean, like I said, I beat Doom Eternal. And,
right.
Yeah, I like that. We'll do a game club discussion on that some point here. But yeah, Blueprints is the big thing, and we've been talking about it a lot. If you've been alluding to it for a while now, the mystery game you couldn't stop talking about. And I've seen some people ask, Open Critic predictions is happening next week, everybody.
Oh yeah. We got that set up and ready to go. We just couldn't make it happen tonight. We're going to do it next week.
Yep, so don't worry, that's still happening. But gosh, it's difficult because we've done a little bit of a look at the game that was quick over on Giant Bomb, so people can look at that. But again, it is if you want to go in completely blind, and I kind of really recommend that. I think that you should. It's a difficult game to talk about too much because I don't want to talk too much about it. I think you should try it. It's very easy to try because it's on Game Pass. It's on PlayStation Plus. If you wanted to buy it, it's just a $30 video game. But yeah, we both said it's our favorite game so far this year. I think in terms of games that are in this first-person puzzle-like kind of thing, which is a sort of a genre, right? A Myst-like or a Witness-like, whatever you want to call it. Maybe the best one of those ever.
Yeah. It's just really has all of these different strings to start pulling on, and you can go in all these different directions. And I think really though the core fundamental gameplay it really works of just laying out these rooms in this 9x5 grid, trying to get to the end at first, and then trying to do other things, and then realizing you've built up this repertoire of knowledge of how to lay out these rooms so that when you get confronted with a bunch of other puzzles that require you to do a certain set of rooms or to get to a certain place, you have the ability to maximize your chances within the RNG. Like it's a satisfying thing to do, to be like, I have a plan. Let's go see if I can execute on it. And sometimes you're like, I want to do this very weird thing because I know it's going to pay off, but I know it's also weird and it's going to require a certain order of operations for me to get there. So I'm going to spend a day doing this thing, and I'm going to try to get that object. And then I'm going to try to piece it together with this thing and take it to that room. And then I'm going to go to that room and get the thing that I saved because I knew I was going to need it, and I'm going to put it together here. Then we're going to take it down there, and I'm going to have it. Then I'm going to take that back to that room and save it there, and then I'm going to go down in this room and do this puzzle. And if a certain thing happens at that point, then I go back up to that room, grab that thing, solve this, and go. And it's like, that's the plan I have right now, Mike. I've been working on it, and I'm just trying to get everything lined up perfectly. And in the meantime, while I'm trying to execute on that, I'm still discovering other puzzles, and I'm still finding hints and notes about other things that I saw 30 hours ago now. So I don't know, it's the exact kind of puzzle game that I like, one that just feels super rewarding for you to be playing it the way it wants and then paying attention to it. I'm not someone who people have seen me play games. I'm not someone who pays attention to games. I feel like at a certain point, they kind of have to earn my attention. This is one that completely has earned it. And I think that says a lot about what it is.
Right. And, it was fun, like, just talking about this game in sort of, very vague terms with you and Dan. And now I've all seen credits. There's still so much more to do and so many more mysteries to solve. And I'd like being in this mode now a little bit more, like, being more willing to ask for help specific things, yep. Right? Or just sharing stuff. Even when you were streaming, you just show me how to interact with an object in a way that I never occurred to me yep. before. And there's a lot of that in this game. So, I'm still doing runs, and part of it's like, well, there's something I can do in this room with an item. And if I get this item, then I can go do that. If I don't do that, then I can figure out what's going on with this other mystery. I could still try to work on this solution over here, or go to this room I somehow have actually never been in yet. So every run, there's so many more possibilities of what I'm going to discover or get up to in that day, even when I'm kind of done with that overall main objective, which, to be clear, is enough to drive you through the game for so long. You can have that complete experience just getting to the credits and doing that, but it's awesome that there is more there when you're done if you want to explore it.
Yeah, I'm at a point where well past credits, and it's still the only thing I want to be playing. It's and I expect to spend quite a bit more time playing it. I just want these handful of major puzzles, and then there is a narrative that you can discover by finding more notes or more letters or more books, and I want to get as many of those as I possibly can. So, and then I'll feel like I'm at a point where it's like, I have completed this game and I feel satisfied with it. And if there's a handful of things that I don't figure out, this is one where it's not like, it's unlike The Witness, and where it's like The Witness, I am confronted with a series of puzzles that get increasingly more difficult, and I am going to figure this fucker out. I'm going to just sit here and figure this out. I don't care what else is happening in the world. I'm building up knowledge about how to do this one kind of puzzle, and it's going back to back, and it's getting harder, and I like that a lot. But this is one where it's like, I don't know, you can miss a lot. It's not just presented to you in a series. And so if I get to the point where it's like, we are maybe starting to swap a little bit, like you said, I'm going to put where that's really fun to just say, hey, what about this? Have you checked that out? And I'm talking to like Chris Person as well about these things. And I'm like, okay, I am going to sit down with an Excel sheet and a thesaurus and figure out this puzzle in that one room. That's a good idea. So yeah, really just love it. I adore this game. So I think most people will. But if you try it on Game Pass and PlayStation Plus Extra and it's not for you, I also won't be surprised, because not everyone comes to games for these things. Some people come to games to hit the button that punch people.
Right, exactly. That's the thing. It's like, it's ultimately in a somewhat more niche genre in a lot of ways. So, there are going to be a lot of people who I think are going to be curious to try it. And I bet there are a lot of people who don't even like these kind of games who are still going to like it.
Yes.
But there will still be some people who kind of just don't necessarily jive with it or don't get it. I don't, like you and Dan have been saying a bit, like, well, give it a bit. And I think that's right. But I also do think if you like this game, I think you will find something to like about it right away. I don't know how much it's going to win you over per se. It might just not be your kind of thing, but definitely at least try it. I think there is something really special there if it tickles your fancy whatsoever.
Yeah, I think if you hate the main core gameplay, don't play it. But if you're like, oh, I get it, but I don't really get it, like, why is everyone going gaga for it? In that situation, I would give it a handful of days. Just do a few runs and see how you're feeling. All right, Mike, let's hit those super chats and get out of here.
Yeah. Been a busy few weeks, huh?
Yeah.
Where did we leave off yet? There's that one from Willow Davis.
Yes.
The Nintendo Direct. That happened. Vertical. Jason Fulton says, has Mike started to work on learning the lyrics to Informer by Snow? Not quite yet. Keep on me on that. Don't let me forget. I promise I will work on that. I got to write the Gamer Rep too.
I'll crack the whip on that one.
All right, thank you.
I'll crack the whip on it for sure.
I'll get working on that, everybody. Zassy says, do we know what happens if you just put a Switch 1 Zelda cart in a Switch 2 with no other purchases?
It explodes and you die.
I guess it plays the Switch 1 version of the game then, Jeff, huh?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, interesting. Atomic Toaster Yo says, GTA 6 changed name to Grand Theft Self-Checkout.
I don't get it.
Vic PDX says, Pick Prime here. Just want to tell you guys that I appreciate the content you put in every day on Giant Bomb and here. I'm going through a tough time and appreciate you guys truly. Pick Prime, thank you so much for that. A generous super chat, and I hope that your tough times don't last much longer. Hang in there, buddy. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Pick Prime. But yeah, thank you. That was very kind. But yes, we hope everything goes well for you and gets better. Feel free to hang out with us in our community whenever you want, though.
Inu faces any plans to watch the new DMC show. I forget if I showed you this, Jeff, but somebody had a skeet comparing a piece of ladies dialogue from Devil May Cry 3, the game, where she's just telling some backstory, and then the edgelordy ironic version of it in this anime, and I hated it. So no, I don't think I could ever watch it.
Show it to me. I would hate that as well. That sounds tragic.
It's a lot more extra random F-bombs. It's the one line where it was and then this guy came in and said, this shit is evil as fuck, or something like it. And I just was well,
I think it's the English dub. I don't think it sounds that bad in Japanese.
Sure, yeah.
That's the first language they wrote this in, right?
I guess so, yeah. But,
it sounds like a Garth Marenghi version of Devil May Cry, which there's something to that.
Yeah, that's rough. I think that's it for Super Chats, Jeff. Thank you so much, everybody.
Yeah, that looks right. All right, cool. Thank you so much, Mike. I'm going to hit that.
Hit the button.
Hit the button. All right. Mike Minotti, we've been working kind of nonstop, but where can people find you on the internet for the next couple weeks until you take some time off next month?
Yeah, twitch.tv/Tolkoto. I'll be streaming some more. I got to start Sekiro soon, though. They beat Doom Eternal. Gamers Game Club is actually just going to place... Yeah, Gamers Game Club is going to do Blueprints this month.
Oh, great.
Which is good for me, because I beat that game already, so... a little time off. I don't know. Maybe I'll play that System Shock 1 remake before I do Sekiro. Something to cool off with. Maybe Chibi Robo.
Ooh.
I kind of want to finally play that on GameCube. I have it. It's coming in NSO, so that might be something good to check out. So yeah, I'm going to play some kind of buffer game here before I get to Sekiro, because that's just an intense game after an intense game already, because Doom Eternal was a lot. Fun, but a lot.
All right. Yeah, I'm just remembering that what was the thing I got for the GameCube? The floppy drive? I can't even remember what it's called now. I ordered it and forgot. It should be shipping here in the next couple of days. I really hope I get that thing. I would love to install that on stream. But yeah, plenty of fun stuff happening over on Giant Bomb for the next several weeks. Tomorrow we will be doing that Supermarket Together game for UPF. Really looking forward to that. We're gonna get together in the Reichert's Market 2.0. Everybody, Flippy Drive. Thank you, Inafune. That is that'll be a good time. I think Marvel Rivals is happening before that. There's not going to be a BCR tomorrow. We wanted to fit in some other new games, so the new stuff from Marvel Rivals. I think Sean's running that, but I'm going to help him out. And of course, Game Breaking News will be happening. And then we'll be back next week with Nintendogs and Decides. So we'll see y'all for all of that.
Hopefully we'll get the pre-order Switches at some point.
Yeah, I mean, hey, keep paying attention to Game Breaking News. As soon as we find out, I'll talk about it on there, and we'll try to give you all the details on the best way to do that. But yeah, I got my money set aside.
Did you say Inafune?
Yeah, that's what I didn't mean to say that. Inufe? Yeah, I'm tired. It just came out.
We're tired. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye. Love you.
I love lamb.
time to go where you call, buddy.
It was great. I enjoyed beating it for like that first time.